Hey everybody, welcome to the Infinite Respawn podcast. I'm Chicken.
I'm Oak Tree.
I'm Griff.
I'm Baka.
Yay!
Hello guys. How was everybody's Turkey Day?
Woo!
Turkey Day was okay. It was the day after that was better. So for me,
Did
like,
you,
cause,
go
like,
Black
like
Friday
seriously,
shopping?
on Thanksgiving. Here's my Thanksgiving. Wife went to work. I took care of the kids. Luckily, she had made dressing. For those of you that don't know what dressing is, because evidently it's specific to certain parts of the country. Basically think stuffing, except not inside the bird, and you just put it into a pan and make it that way. That's the easiest way to
I've
do
got
it.
a great recipe. I'll put it up on the website. Go there within the week, and I'll have it up.
And then we had a nice chicken dressing, and then I made some vegetables and stuff to go with it. That was good. And then Friday, I went over to my mother-in-law's house and ate more stuff than I could possibly fit in my belly, but I ate it anyway, and almost went into food coma, but that part was good. So
Yeah, we know all about those food comas.
Oh, goodness.
yes. And I played a lot of Titanfall those 2 days.
I always my brain when I'm getting the list of stuff we're gonna have for Thanksgiving together, because the tradition has since passed from my mother making most of the food to me making most of the food. I'm like, this is probably not going to be enough. I should put something else on the menu, or I should make more of this one thing. Oh man, I will never ever make the right amount of food for Thanksgiving. Like, we still have dressing in the fridge and stuff like that. Like,
It's okay.
I
One of the
just
best
don't
parts
guesstimate
about
it
the
right.
holidays is all the leftovers that you get to eat for several
It
days
is.
afterwards.
It actually is.
And
but
all
then
the pies.
Oh,
All
my
the
goodness.
pies. I still have
usually-
a cheesecake in my fridge that I'm eating on.
ugh, shut up. We had pumpkin pie.
Oh,
It was great.
yes.
We had
pumpkin,
pecan.
we had
My wife
cheesecake,
makes a-
chocolate.
My wife makes a pecan pie that has whiskey in it, so it's quite good.
Well, after food coma, I pretty much was dead to the outside world. I was not on social media except for a few minutes, like Friday, to post a couple of things on our Twitter. Other than that, after food stuff happened, by Wednesday afternoon, I was in food coma and spent the rest of the time sitting on the couch playing Dragon Age. I did not do anything. I didn't work on Infinite Respawn stuff or anything like that. I just needed a break, and it has been the most relaxing, 3 or 4 days ever. It's been great.
Yay!
Oh, so nice. Chicken played stuff too, but he played a lot of stuff.
I've been
He
quite
game
busy.
hopped.
Yes, I did. But Thanksgiving night, before I went to bed, I checked Steam, and my heart. I've been begging for Dynasty Warriors to go on sale. I have been begging for it. I put it on my wish list back in September, and every day or so I come and look at my wish list and go down to it and see if it's on sale. No. Yesterday, or Thanksgiving night,
Friday?
right before I was about to go to bed, I jumped over, I went to refresh, and I saw that, yes, the autumn sale was going on. My heart literally jumped. Clicked my wish list, scrolled down, and there it was, on sale. 60% off. I bought that shit right after the sale went on. And I've been playing the hell out of that, so I've been very happy.
So did you avoid who?
No, he ran straight into him. He
Okay.
beat up Lubu's girlfriend and then ran into him.
No, that was the second time. Okay, the first time, the game even tells you don't bother with him. Just run and make sure you focus the last one. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and try it because I've done this before. I've tried to beat him, and I was doing some pretty good. I got him down about 70%, and then I heard the noise of nightmares when he does his ultimate attack. He just swings. All of my generals got one shot, and I was on the outer rim, and he moved towards me, and then one shot me, and it was game over. I was like, yep, I knew that was coming.
And then you turn around and you beat up his woman and you fought him again.
No, I forgot. I knew why when she was just about to die. I was like, oh my god, I remember this last time. If you beat her up and she flees, he gets enraged and starts chasing you down. I was like, oh my god, please, for the love of God.
That's where I came out there, and he's like, I'm running.
I got to the
Mistakes
door.
were made. Mistakes were made.
I was like, what happened? He's like, I beat up Lubu's girlfriend.
Oh my god. And then there's a guy guarding the door that you have to beat until you can get to the door to fight the last guy, but he caught me at the door and killed me again. So I was like, fuck this. Running past you, running past her, go to the door, beat that guy, beat the last guy. I'm done with this level. Fuck that. Oh, if you want nightmares, Lubu on certain levels, you just don't fuck with. I don't care how good you are. One shot, he's going to kill you. Period. Other than that, I've been leveling another character in WoW. Played some Starbound, a little bit of Squad. I've been all over the place.
Yeah, he game hopped a lot. Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of the autumn sale, I just wanted to mention, I finally picked up Prison Architect because it was like 75% off, so I got it for like $3.50 or something like that. So I'm looking forward to trying that.
I think when I paid, I think I bought it on a sale like 2 years ago for like $20, and I think I've played 5 minutes of the game.
That's why I waited, because I was like, I don't know if I want to fully commit to this game. I don't know if I'll play it that much, so I've been waiting for it to go on super sale. And I
think
saw it,
you
and
would.
I was like, yeah.
I think you would like it a lot, to be honest.
See, I'm worried about having to like figure out all the ins and outs instead of just like build this massive prison. It's like, oh no, these people need to escape, and those people need that thing, and so I'm gonna find out.
Or you can just, be the warden and rule it all with an iron fist.
Just like I do in my house. That's right.
It was only supposed to be here for a year. You leave when I say you leave.
Yeah. Baka, what did you play? Did you play anything?
Starbound, a little bit of WoW here and there. I mainly went through and was playing some of my old school, like Castlevania. I haven't quite gotten into Metroid yet. I'm trying to get used to the old NES controllers. And I kind of had an itch for Castlevania, although now I'm realizing that's kind of a glutton for punishment. Because those games are hard. I also went digging around trying to see if I can find any more of my old games in the garage. And in the process, I found a bunch of models that I can also start working on. Griff's little dancing favorite.
I do not want that spider. I really don't.
But it's cute.
It is not, spiders are not cute, except for the little Song of My People spiders. Those are the only ones. Okay?
But if you give him a top hat and a cane, he can just be oops.
They could be
that's going to be fun to edit.
Yep.
Sorry, everybody who just had to listen to that.
I also found this other one that I forgot that I had, that the weapon broke off, so I drilled a little hole. I'll have to take a picture of it, but I drilled a hole through its hand. I'm going to put a different weapon in, since I don't know where the hell that one went.
Note to self, you have to drill a hole through your hand to wield a weapon.
Oh my god, speaking of weapons, I ordered
it had leftover handle and everything of that one, so you can't just like yank it out. It's all part of the mold.
Cut his hand off, build a new mold.
I'm horrible with hands.
Just give him a hook then. Who cares? Cut off his hand, give him a hook.
Make him a pirate.
You're like pirate demon.
There you go.
Oh my god. There was something, I had something and now it's gone.
The figures that you
reordered me a new Blood Bowl board game. So I'm going to go through and be able to paint all the humans and orcs that it comes with. And I already know what I'm going to be doing with the orcs as far as a paint scheme.
Ooh.
They're going to be the new Orkland Aints.
Oh, Lord.
That's funny.
You're going to put pictures up, though, right?
Yes.
Okay, as long
I don't know
as
what I'm going to do
pictures.
with the human team, but I generally don't care. But I just thought it was a funny idea for the orcs.
The new Orkland Aints.
I'm probably not even going to play with them. I'm going to wait until they release an updated book so I can start playing with my undead army again. Or my dark elves, which I named the Keebler elves.
Of course you did. Of freaking course.
They are all named after the
Dark
elves from the Keebler Company.
Oh my goodness.
Which makes it even worse if you watch this show that Oak and I watched.
Oh my god.
Happy-ish? Was that what it was called?
Happy-ish, yeah. Happy-ish.
Seems weird. I gotta ask though, Baka, how weird was it this week as compared to last week? Last week, Chicken and I fought like nonstop over Baka's attention. It's like, he's my friend now. He's my friend now. It's my turn. I have custody for the next 3 hours or whatever, so that we could play. And this week, Chicken and I both were like non-existent to the outside world. Like,
it was very, very boring.
I didn't sign on to anything.
I got bored enough to start digging through the garage and shed for shit. I was just like, no one's around to do anything. I'm gonna go digging. I'm gonna see what I can find. I found like 2 of my old turtle vans, a bunch of my old Ninja Turtle toys. I found my Castlevania action figures.
As if it's never been evident before that Baka is a huge, huge nerd, today is definitely showing it.
Yep.
It's great.
It's like, I didn't even know half these things existed. Holy crap. And I even found nostalgia of Jurassic Park.
I got one of those.
Yeah, which made Chicken happy.
I got one of those.
Now we gotta find the rest of them, Chicken.
Yeah.
Showing off some
we must
original
complete the
Jurassic
set.
Park toys. Oh,
Yes.
Lord. You guys want to talk news? You want to talk some gaming news?
Nah.
Sure, why not?
Oh, okay.
We're
Yeah,
just
sure,
having
totally.
fun nerding out.
Oh, my God.
Whatever. We'll just do whatever. It's all good.
Hot tea almost shot out of my nose at the response.
Woo!
Great.
That would
Good
have
job,
been a little
everybody.
painful.
Go team. Yeah, what
So
up?
would have come out as Steam or hot coffee?
Stop. You just stop. Stop right there. Oh.
Cease desist.
I can't
Speaking of
tell.
Steam,
Yeah, I was about to say, I can't tell if he's trying to transition to a news story.
I was thinking the same thing. I mean, that sounds like a
it
transition
could
to
have
me.
been both. He could have just been.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with that was totally intentional. So let's go ahead and continue on.
Yeah, let's talk about the
Yes.
Steam thing.
Yes.
Sorry. Oh, let me get my brain on straight again. So, Steam has this new thing, like awards, where they have categories predetermined that you can nominate games for and things like that. Like, best use of a farm animal is one of the categories. I'm a
Oh,
little
my
afraid to
goodness.
see who wins in that one.
Oh, I have an idea of who's gonna win that one.
I'm afraid.
Goat
Anyway,
Simulator.
there was also we didn't think of everything category where you could write in your own category and then nominate a game for it. And so, of course, what happened, because it's Steam and Valve and everything, the write-in category that became most popular was the game that most deserves a sequel, and everybody wants Half-Life 3. Yeah.
That
I'm
would-
not sure if Valve saw that coming or not.
They got trolled
But
by their own.
They had to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's my question. Do you think, like, any amount of outcry from the community at this point will ever make them make a third of anything that... Because, like, people want the Orange Box 3, which would be Half-Life 3, Portal 3, and Left 4 Dead 3. Oh, and Team Fortress 3. And you think anything like that will we ever see a third game from Valve?
I think
No.
so.
No, they
think we'll-
they love the meme too much. Like, seriously, the meme powers Steam. The meme Steam machine. So
Well,
I
day
think we'll
that
get it from
they-
one of the others before we ever get it from
The day that they
Half-Life.
announce Half-Life 3 or anything 3 is going to be like, oh, hey, by the way, a giant meteor is going to be coming down and destroying the entire planet.
yeah, everyone's
so everybody
gonna die.
with
So
knowledge that it was on
This
the
is
way.
what the release date of Half-Life 3 would have been if we lived.
yeah. Sorry, folks.
I'm telling you now, if you're gonna do, I think they're gonna do it. They're gonna do something 3. When they do it, they need to go Steve Jobs style and release it the day that they announce. So it's like no reviews have been put out, no announcements have been done, anything like that. You have the whole thing set up, and you immediately go, and here's Portal 3, boom, done. Right?
I think somebody would leak
You
it,
would
though.
see so many people running out of buildings and knocking each
Like,
other over and
no
punching
shit.
each other, spraying
Half
each
the
other with
workforce
mace.
calls in sick.
Trying to get
Yeah,
home,
it's like-
accidents. Oh my god.
Well,
It's like
and which-
zombie apocalypse Armageddon of people going and trying to hit stores to get this game.
No shit.
Well, it would be funny too, though, if they did do Half-Life 3, release it at 8 p.m. Eastern Pacific. So like when you release it, everybody's heard about it. Now everybody's playing the game. The next day, everybody's either calling in sick, or so it shuts down the rest of the world's economy for one
Right.
full day.
Something like that would crash the internet. Like
I think
everything
what
would
they
just
should do is
collapse.
do it all at the one time, though. Like, go ahead and launch Half-Life 3, Left 4 Dead 3, Portal 3, and Team Fortress 3 all on the same day.
You want a nuclear war?
my
That's how you get a nuclear war. Like, you want all-out massacre? That's what happens in something like that. Like, I can't... there wouldn't be enough digital downloads for people to satisfy
Hold
everybody.
on. To be fair, though, this does sound like a plot to a movie. Because what you could actually do is there is some type of war going on, and part of that has to do with the internet, right? So there's some type of transferring of information that's going on the internet, and Valve saves the day by coming in and releasing all of it at one time.
And so we eat up the
it
entire
crashes
bandwidth
the
of
internet.
the internet. Oh,
So-
my god.
So we're basically going through and making Gabe like a saint, more or less,
Yes.
with
Well, he has his
coming
little
in. It's like,
king and
here's
looks like
all
a
the
god
games.
on his thing.
All
right?
of you enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, come on, we already are, like, all hail Lord Gaben. Why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Just go ahead and elevate him to, like, demi-deity.
No shit. Demi-deity. He is a deity at this point. That's how you would solve world peace. Just release those 3 games. Nobody would
It's
fight.
because nobody would be out. They would all be in their
Exactly.
house.
Too busy sitting on their couch.
Playing it
I would
again
be.
and again and again and again, pinching themselves. Is this real life or what? I'm not sure what's going on here, but I like
The
it.
second that Portal 3 rolls out, I will be calling in sick. I will be like, sorry, boss, I have the plague or something. Bye.
All my family has been killed in a horrible car wreck. I'll see you later.
My
I'll be
evil
in
robot
tomorrow.
overlord says I have tests to do. Can't come in today.
I need module upgrades.
Oh my god.
I just thought it was funny. Like, I don't know if they foresaw something like that when they're like, yeah, how about a write-in category? You knew it
Okay.
was going to be something like that, right?
Here's a question, follow-up question. Those 4 games come out at one time. Which one do you play first?
Portal.
All of them.
No, you can only play one at a
You
time.
can only
All
play
of them.
one.
Hell no, I got 4 monitors
play
right
2
here.
at
I
a
will
time.
play
Yeah,
all
but you
of
can't
them.
play them all simultaneously.
Yeah, you can play an
You
hour
might
of
have
this
to
one, an
you
hour of
can't.
that one, that
No.
one, that one, that one.
One
Pick
game.
one.
You get
I've
one
got-
game, buddy.
I've
no
got 3
cop-outs.
potential monitors here.
No,
I
one
can play
game.
3.
One
Pick.
game.
I'm not answering that question. I'll play all 4 at the same time. That's why I have so many monitors.
I think mine would be Portal as well.
I think the
I also
chicken
have
would lobby
feet.
for us to
I'll
do
steer
Left
the
4 Dead,
controllers
though.
with my feet.
I think it would be Left 4 Dead for our group. He'd be like, everybody call in sick right now. We're doing this right now. And I wouldn't have a choice.
When he's not looking, Chris like turning around to a second monitor trying to play some Portal.
Why is she just standing there? Hang on, I've almost got this test chamber finished.
Hold on. Gotta save you from that hunter real quick. I have a controller in my hand, the other hand on the keyboard. Yeah, 1 second, hold on. Yeah, hold on. All right, I got this. I don't know how I'm gonna play the other 2.
Crab heads, why won't they? Baka, shoot the boomer!
Get the boomer, damn it! Oh god, I'm dying in both games. What do I
Look,
do?
crab heads!
One sniper shot rings out and the whole team's down. Who gave Griff a sniper? Oh, I'm sorry. I have one. I just dropped the controller while I was playing Portal.
Griff
Sorry,
a
guys.
That's okay. I can
That
play
seems
the
to be
other
an
one while we
ongoing
wait.
question. Why? Why did we all die again?
Well, if Valve ever needs money, they could just release one of those randomly, and then they become the richest company on the planet instantaneously.
Again.
Well, I
Aren't
think
they
they are
already
one
like
of the
in the
richest
running for
companies on
that?
the planet at this point.
Yeah, but if they're like, oh, I want to build another multi-billion-dollar building somewhere, go ahead and get
I think more,
Half-Life
it would
3
be
out of the
more along the
emergency
lines
fund.
is I would like to buy an already large company. So let me go ahead and release Half-Life 3 so I have enough funds to buy another large company.
No, it'd be more like I'm gonna buy a small country. Like, I'm gonna become Valve will become its own world
Welcome
power.
to
It'll be like
Valvetopia.
Valvelandia.
Oh, well, maybe you can have Griftopia as a city inside of Valveland.
Yeah, see, there you go. And eventually I'll take it over, but
Yeah.
might as well let me start somewhere.
I don't know if
tell
you'll be able to
anybody.
take down all of the Lord and Savior
Gabe
game.
can't live forever.
Yeah, kid, he's gonna upload his brain into the Valve database. So every time a Steam sale comes up, his face pops up on your screen and says, "It's time. Bring me your wallet." No. All right. But I'm not
Like,
happy
the
about
reaping
this.
pops up and then it's the Steam sale. It's like, oh, we're here to reap your cash.
My cash. Okay, you can have it. Give me games. I
Instead of
probably will
elections
never
every
play
4
him.
years, you have a major sale.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot more happy, right?
Right?
This- so for a solid year, instead of trying to listen to debates and everything else, it's all everybody voting on what games should go on sale.
Like, what you get the biggest sale percentage.
Yes.
Oh goodness.
That'd be so fun. Valvelandia sounds great. Let's live there.
Well, all they gotta do is
alright,
release
well-
one of the 3s, and they can buy a country.
What else do you guys want to talk about? You want to talk about sequel stuff since we're talking sequels anyway? Because I got
Sure.
2 things for sequels. We'll just make it a wild card.
Are they a 3?
Actually, there is a third one if you want to talk sequels about that. Okay, how about this? We'll just start off with the ridiculous one first. So, Outlast 2 is crowdfunding diapers. That is a sentence that I did not expect to ever relate to you people.
Diapers.
But Outlast, the devs for Outlast are crowdfunding adult diapers in an Outlast theme so what was there's a great quote. Oh, because when you're scared, number 2 can become problem number 1. This is in the news, you guys.
I don't think I've ever had
the
the shit
best thing is
literally
the fact
scared
they're
out
called
of me.
underscares.
Yeah, underscares.
They're called underscares. So it's like, don't worry, I've got all my underscares.
Do they?
Oh my
Well,
god!
now
I
I'm wondering when I
do.
play this game eventually in the spring if I'm going to be doing it, going, damn, I should have got the underscares. You know?
Like, what are
I
they
wonder if they'll
fancy?
do,
Do
like,
they
a
clean
bundle with the
themselves or
game,
something?
Like where if you buy it, you also get a free pair of underscares.
Well, if you crowdfund the underscares, yes, you do get a copy of Outlast to go with it. I think it's 41 US.
Yeah,
is what they're
41
going
US.
for. Yeah. So you can purchase it at $41, and that will come with a Steam copy of Outlast 2, or you can just buy the pattern for like $7 and make your own. So
And as of right now, with 11 days to go, it's at 12,000 out of its 29,587 goal.
$12,000 for adult diapers. Gaming themed adult. I mean, I guess you could wear them whenever you were playing anything else that you wanted to stay on the couch for an extended period of time. But I mean,
Now all I
like,
can think of is Cartman in South Park going, "Mom, bathroom, Mom."
Yeah. So for $10 Canadian, those are words I always wanted to hear. For $10 Canadian, you can do Underscare's DIY kit. That's the one you were just telling me about. So that's $10.
Yeah.
So then you have the $55 version, which is the $41 for us from the US, which is the one that comes with the Steam key. And then you have the deluxe Underscares. I'm not really sure what the difference is between the two. We'll have to look that up. And then a copy of the game. So, that looks like most people are buying. Yeah, it looks like most people are buying the more expensive pair.
I like that on the
deluxe Underscares.
diagram of them, like everything's trademarked or registered. Ultra Mesh Sewage Suppressor Butt Grip is registered.
It's butt
Liquid
grid.
Lock Elastic Thigh Portals are trademarked. What?
They do have one that is $6,666 or more that you can spend.
Jesus.
So about $5,000 American there. Yeah. And with that one, you get the deluxe Underscare, 6 pairs of them.
Oh, okay. So you don't have to wash
So-
them for a little while, I guess.
You get 6 Steam keys. You get 6 Outlast 2 sewable patches.
Are they for your underscares?
I don't know. I guess you can put them on whatever you want to. And it says an Outlast chapel. And I'm not really sure.
What do they like? Bring a chapel to your house and set it up in the
I don't
backyard?
Oh, no.
God.
They've got a picture of it. It's like a big, giant chapel. Like it looks like it. Maybe they had it at one of the cons or something. It's 16 feet by 14 feet and 16 feet tall.
So, yes, outside.
Yeah, they fucking bring you a goddamn church and set it up in your backyard. Oh, what the hell? I've seen some.
Now, if
looks
you
like-
put like a
neat place
bounce
to live
house
in.
inside, it'd be fine, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
like-
outside of it looks kind of like a tent. The inside of it looks like blocks that have been put together on the inside of it. It's the only way I can
Super
describe it.
classy.
Yeah.
Well,
No big deal.
Oh my goodness.
yeah, I don't foresee myself crowdfunding that, but that's a thing that you can do for a little while. And if you haven't played Outlast, it will be free it's going to be in the Games with Gold program. So December 16th through January 15th, I think. It's free if you haven't played it and you enjoy scary games. You should probably check it out. I will be picking it up.
You should be playing it. Everybody should be
Well,
playing
I already have it on PC, but I'm gonna pick it up since it's free on Xbox too.
Are you going to play through it?
Yeah. It's been long enough that I can't remember everything that happened in your playthrough, so I think I'm about ready to go through it.
Word.
And
That's
then
so good.
throw the controller down and be scared and go, "I don't want to play this anymore."
Just
Probably.
remember the
Let's
big
go
bad
mess
guy
with the
will kill you.
priest and warrior.
And he's got chains to scare you with.
He's also got a floppy dick, so... Which I hate that you missed last week, Oak, because we talked about his floppy man junk.
Helicopter.
Or as Griff would like to call it, his winky,
His man peenie.
his man
Man
peenie,
peenie.
Beanie.
man
Yes.
peenie,
That's the one that Ollie liked best, but yes, I also refer to it as Little Winky.
little winky.
Mancini. Sounds like a Star Wars character there. I don't know.
Man peenie.
Yes. Mancini.
Oh,
Or something
no.
Jawas would say.
Please
Yeah.
no.
all right.
Moving on, we'll talk about another sequel that's a little less ridiculous. How about this? Chegan and Baka, I know, are probably excited, but TellTale announced when the next Walking Dead season will start. December 20th, everybody. December 20th, season 3.
I am so fucking ready for that. Like, holy shit. And if they're going to do it the way that they've been doing Batman, release a new episode every month, that's... Oh, man. And
if they finish up Batman next month, they'll be finishing up Batman just in time to launch this. So you'll be finished with one TellTale game and go straight into the next.
Which is what they should have been doing to start with.
Yes.
I just can't wait to see how they handle it. The end of the last one had several, I think it was 6 completely separate endings on how it ended. Like I don't foresee how they would come back to one answer for all 6 of those very varied endings.
I mean, aren't they doing it with a different character, though? So we're not following Clementine, are we?
Yes, we are.
Yes,
we are.
She's still going to be... There are new characters introduced, so I'm wondering if eventually they're going to try to pass the torch to somebody else.
Dude, Clementine's only 14. She's basically Carl's age.
But Clementine has a... I don't really want to put spoilers in, I guess, because people might be playing it for the first time right before the next season comes out. But she's got an anchor of sorts that we had to deal with at the end of the last game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But this is 3 years down the road, so that anchor is a little bit bigger of an anchor.
Well, we'll see. I'm interested to see how it's going to go.
But also, they have talked about, which is why they jumped 3 seasons, they want to cross over between the game, the TellTale game, and the comic book. They want to bring them to basically together, which is going to be very interesting, because if you get to meet the characters from the comic book inside here, and it's going to be all canon-wise, so, because it kind of is now, it's loosely in the background.
Yeah, it is canon, but it's just, you're following someone else, so I mean,
right.
Which I think is what it really needs to be. If you've got 2 different types of medium that you've got, you can have the same universe, 2 different things of medium there, right? So you've got to where, you've got your characters in the comic book and the way they're set up, but then you have the game that's separate, following whoever characters are going to be in that, and it's nice because the people that have been reading the book might actually give them incentives to end up playing the game, and vice versa. So I think that's kind of a good way to do it. But at the same time, if you just want to follow your plot line, you've got your plot line and you go at the same time. But it'd be nice too if they introduce somebody in and you go, wait, who's this guy? And you go, well, you can go to this particular comic book and go on there and follow. Oh, really? Let me go to the store and go buy this now.
Yeah, apparently it's supposed to be a soft reboot, which I can understand. They're trying to take what happened, hopefully meld it into the new story, and then kind of start over with it. But it's still starring Clementine, thank God, because it would not be the same if after 2 of those games, 10 of those episodes, all the choices that I had to make for her were just completely thrown out the window. So, I mean, I got deeply attached to her. So, I'd like to play more game. Play more game. More game.
I see that it says that there's going to be a disc-based season pass available February 7th. So, is that, I mean, if they're doing the first episode in December, surely the second episode is not going to be held off until February, right?
Maybe, because that's a little over a month.
Every 2 months, right?
Well, right now they're doing
but Batman's been coming out once a month.
Right, but they may have had that one ready and be done. But that would be a month and a week or so. It's not
that
too
wouldn't
long.
be so bad.
No.
Yeah.
Because it comes out at the end of December. You'd have to wait through January and get it at the beginning of February. So it's not,
I guess we'll
not
see.
too bad.
Well, and it could be a possibility that they're doing January, you're doing the second episode, but they're not doing the disc until February 7th. So you're giving that benefit to people that are doing it digitally.
Just buy it digitally. Honestly, with there are few console games that I'm willing to go buy that digitally because I like to have the physical copy of stuff like that. But with TellTale stuff, I think digital is just fine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really see,
especially since you just got to download to your system anyway.
Well, and that's the thing is if they're releasing the disc-based content on February 7th, it means that you're gonna have to download the rest of the episodes anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So why not just go ahead and download it all?
The first disc is just to get you hooked. It's like drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Or it's already on the
gateway.
disc and it's behind a locked wall.
I mean, it could be that too, but
that would
that's
be
risky
very,
territory.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's very risky because then somebody cracks it and then they get all 5 episodes right out the gate.
And apparently, there's speculation that that Telltale's also going to announce their next game, which will be a Marvel game, and everybody thinks it's going to be Guardians of the Galaxy. So
that would be okay. They've done really well.
I think it would have to be some kind of superhero team up. So yeah, either Guardians or Avengers, or possibly Inhumans, since Marvel is trying to get them more popularity and try to move away from X-Men and mutants because Fox owns the rights to those.
And they can't do anything with them.
Yep.
So true. So true.
Fox can't do anything with them either.
Is there a legal reason for that, or are they just
No, they're just bad movies.
Okay, just checking. Wasn't sure. I stopped watching X-Men movies like a long time ago, so...
Yeah. I mean, the new Wolverine one looks like it's going to be pretty good, but...
Yeah, but it's going to be rated R, which is what Wolverine should be. Sorry.
Yes.
I mean, I know...
Wolverine, Deadpool, like, there are certain superheroes, and I know this is a tangent, but seriously, there are certain superheroes, just like there are certain video game characters and whatnot, whose franchises should never be rated down and make it nicer for teens or kids. It's just, some of them are meant to be gritty and awful, and that's just how they should stay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
As I sip my tea and the "that's none of my business" meme pops up.
You like freeze, and I just gotta. That's none of my business.
You should have done that little tilt when you did that, you know?
Yeah. Right. I just wanted to throw it out there. We've already mentioned one of the games with gold for Xbox peoples for this coming time around is Outlast. They're also gonna have Sleeping Dogs, which you played that one. You streamed that one, didn't you?
I did. I highly recommend that game. That is so much fun. If you like open world games, GTA style, all that stuff, this one is of course more martial arts style. It's
and using the environment to beat and kill your opponents.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, look, it's an engine block. Okay.
It's great. Highly recommend it.
Well, that one's going to be free starting the 1st on Xbox One. And then Outland and Burnout Paradise are the two that'll be free for 360, which Burnout Paradise I think you can also pick up on Xbox One. I feel like all of the games with gold you can. Is that true now?
That's correct.
Okay.
They started that like a year and a half ago.
I thought that was the case, but I didn't want to be like, yeah, you can definitely do this, and have somebody be like, no, you can't.
Which is great, too, because when they... it kind of led to the backwards compatible thing, right? Because that was kind of the whole idea was you would have that option that was there. So it's nice because now you get 4 games for free if you're an Xbox One owner. Yeah, so it's nice. They're kind of making up for that.
I know, it's so great.
And they're easy to find. PlayStations are not easy to find. They're the hardest things to find on theirs. Because I've got PlayStation Plus, and they started that. PlayStation Plus started this whole free thing because you were paying for a service, right? And it was really... It used to be really easy because you'd go in and you'd hit the little PlayStation Plus button or PlayStation Plus area of their store, and then it would show you what the free games are. Kind of like the gold shows up on your main dashboard now on the Xbox One.
Right.
But now you just kind of have to search for them and filter things out. Like they're difficult to find, and it's almost like they don't want to give them out.
Everything's hard to find on PlayStation.
Yeah, I don't like their UI at all. And I know there's a lot of people that like their UI, but I can't stand the UI. I like the way that Xbox's is ran up because it's user friendly to me.
Yeah, I think it's a little more accessible. I had mine. I hooked up my Xbox or my PlayStation when Foxy was here last week, and I hooked it to the internet because I was like, well, I don't really care for this theme. I was gonna go look for another one, and it won't even let me connect to the store. So, yeah, screw you, PlayStation.
Really? Won't let you connect to the store?
Yeah, like it just keeps popping up the same error, and it's like I'm connected to the internet. It's hardwired, so it's not like it's having issues with the Wi-Fi or some shit like that. So I don't know. I'll look into it when I care a little more, but I play with the PlayStation so infrequently that it really doesn't bother me. It was just like, oh, I don't really like this. I'd like to change it. And PlayStation's like, no, you wouldn't. Like, damn it. Fine, PlayStation.
You're not going to change this?
I'll do whatever you say. I don't look at your dashboard enough to give a damn, so whatevs.
I usually just pop in a game and there we go. That's about what I do with my PlayStation. I don't go looking on the store.
Yeah. I just wanted to pretty up my home screen, but whatevs. It's fine, PlayStation. I don't need that.
Damn, you trying to make things pretty, Griff.
I know. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out where I wanted to go next. Do you guys have a preference? I got the Watchdog stuff, the Symetra stuff, the Assassin's Creed stuff, and the No Man's Sky stuff.
Symetra is all y'all.
Creepy Face and Assassin's Creed.
Okay, well, we'll go with what Oak said, and then we'll do what Baka said. So, Symetra stuff. Symetra now has 2 ultimates in Outlast. Overwatch, sorry.
Oh, wow, different game.
So Symetra underpants are up next.
Symetra going through Outlast, she'd be, fucking up the man with the...
No shit. Be like, oh, you want to run at me? I'll fucking burn your ass
She's like, I will
down.
build you a new future.
Like, you want to run with me, the little puny thing? Pew, pew.
Yes.
How'd that go again?
Anyway. Yes, Symetra got a rework. She wasn't seeing a whole lot of competitive play, and there's good reason for it. Her ultimate was just a teleporter, and people were like, it's good on some stuff, but it's highly situational, and things like that. So she wasn't super popular. They gave her a rework, and now she has 2 ultimates. She is the only champion that has 2 ultimates. She's got her teleporter still, but she now has a mobile shield. So she is, like, mobile utility. And her turret's shield now. Isn't that what you said, Chicken? I read that, but I misread all the things about her turrets. So
She can... I don't know, Photon. There's a lot of differences to it. Sorry, I'm just trying to read it because it's changed since the last time that I read it. Because she's still on the PTR. They're still working on her and changing how it works and whatnot.
Finessing it now.
She can place 6 turrets at once instead of sets of 3. So, and I think they give... I don't know. She has a shield generator. She doesn't need her regular shield anymore, so the ability is being replaced with a new power called Photon Barrier, which is a projected barrier that moves along. So it just...
So it's kind of like Reinhardt's shield, only I think hers is a little more mobile than his, because it slows him down to throw that shield up. I don't think it slows her.
But I don't think she can control it. I think she could just put it up, and then it's basically there.
Now it's for the whole team, not just for that character.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Well, I mean, the
it's
whole
like
team can hide
Reinhardt's
behind
shield.
Reinhardt, too. That's kind of the idea. Stand behind friggin' Reinhardt. If his
Well, I
shield
mean,
is up and you're
but she
playing
can
Overwatch,
move, though,
get
is what I'm
behind him.
saying. Like, she can drop it and then move.
And then run away, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's how it is. And which is, the turret thing is really nice, because you'd have to put 3 down and then wait for the cooldown to come up so you can put your next 3 down. It's like... I'm putting these down because we're in a defend the point situation. I'm trying to get my defenses set up. But you want to make me wait to put down the other 3, but you're going to give me 6. Just why would you do that?
Yeah.
So,
I'm trying to get a picture of what it looks like now, but...
The shield?
All of her abilities. Okay, so her turrets, she just basically can put down all 6. She starts with 6
Yes, and they're
charges.
still turrets. They're not just...
Yeah.
Not just shield thingies. Chicken at one point had said that, and I was like, I don't think that's the case.
Oh, okay. Her E, her. That's not her ultimate. The little floating shield thing.
Then she has 2 ultimates. That's what everybody has said, and
Well, she does have 2 ultimates, but now her E. You know how you click and then put shields on people? That doesn't work like that anymore.
Right.
She clicks and then sends a shield moving forward.
Oh.
Okay.
It's a small shield, but it moves in one direction forward. And it basically, you do that at a target, and then you run behind it, and you can hit them while they can't hit you.
Oh, her other one is a shield generator.
Yes.
Like, you put down your teleporter, the other one's a shield generator, so you throw that down, and then they have to find it because it's generating shields for your team. So instead of her putting them on you individually, you just have to be in range of her generator.
Yep.
That's cool.
Okay. So that's
That'd be
how
good if you're defending a point, for sure.
Yep. Be able to drop that thing, get shields from it. Okay. So yeah, that's how she works now. It's going to be a lot better.
And her teleporter regens health too now. So if it starts getting damaged,
it doesn't
and you
regen
stop the
health,
people,
it regens the shield that it has on it.
Oh, okay. It regens something.
Yeah,
I knew that much.
It's to add balance, because if you break the shield and then do damage to it and then it regens its shield, it's still got a little bit of a buffer for safety, but the damage you did to it was permanent, so it's not going to take you as long next time. So, and it's counterplay to it, which is really neat. She's going to be in a much better place due to that. But giving her 2 ultimates is going to open the door for
Other people to have 2 ultimates?
different champions looking to balance a little better. But I think everybody else is in a decent place.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can't see anybody else.
She's not really offensive, though, right? She's just designed
No, she's
as more
supposed to be a
anyway.
support. Yeah, she's a support character, which is what she's listed as now.
So I don't really think it would be that big of a deal for her to have it compared to the other
Well, considering that
right?
one of her ultimate, or that her original ultimate was only beneficial if her team died. I mean, like, Mercies is kind of the same as if your team's dying, you can res them and whatnot, but this is more like your team's still dead and then they have to wait to respawn anyway. It's just that you're getting them back to the fight faster. I think it just didn't feel as fulfilling as a lot of the other ultimates did. So I can see why they changed it, but I don't see them being like, well, now let's have McCree have 2 ultimates and Genji should have 2 ultimates too. Like, I don't think that it's going to affect everybody.
I think eventually they might end up going that way
Some
eventually.
are perfectly fine the way they are. Torbjorn's especially, little fucker.
Yeah.
I think it would be kind of cool to eventually have it to where you can choose. So
like a loadout?
Yeah, because I mean, it'd be kind of cool, like if you turn around and we'll use McCree for instance. You know, right now he's got that the shot one, right? Where he's
High
got
noon.
It's high noon, bro.
High noon multi-shot one, right? So
Dude.
he's shooting at different ones, but if you wanted, you know, something different from that, then, you know, maybe 1 or 2 options that you could unlock or whatever.
I think the downside is then you start changing, because the characters are made very specifically to fill very specific niche roles, and that's why there are so many, but they have very specific slots they fit in, and I think if you start giving them more utility, you start homogenizing the game so that you can have the guy that wants to play McCree play him as, like, an up-close melee user or some crazy shit like that, but that's not what he was intended for. Like, I don't want
you just make sure that it fits the character.
Yeah.
Like whatever it is, you just have one that fits the character and it benefits how that person
I just
plays.
like to have new characters. I'd like to have a larger character pool.
On his point, they actually do that exact thing in Heroes of the Storm. Tracer and Zarya, well, you level up, but their ultimates, they have 2 options. Zarya's, her ult pulls people in or pushes people away. Like, it creates an absorption area or it creates a denial area. So, and Tracer's does more damage AoE, slows everybody around her when her thing explodes, or it does more damage to a single target. So, in a sense, they could definitely...
I guess that's feasible.
They could do something like that if they wanted to add a little variety to it, because everything will have power, and it's all situational. It's not saying you're going to want to use this one ability all the time regardless. Zarya's denial area would be fucking fantastic for certain points.
Push people off the point.
Exactly.
Assuming that any of the team actually got to the damn payload to start with.
Exactly. So, depending on your team build, and if you were able to change out your ultimate in the middle of combat, or in, like, after you die, switch over to your other ultimate, that would be fine too. Being able to change it up would add more depth to the game. Oh, I have Reinhardt now, I need the pull-in one instead of the knockback one, so... You change it up, add more dimensions to the game, which would be really nice and unique, but that may be something further down the road. That they would
I imagine so. That'd be kind of neat, though. Blizzard, take our ideas.
Oh, I'm pretty sure they've already thought about it, because they always have to think about ultimate abilities when they want to transfer a character from Overwatch into Heroes, which they have done perfectly, by the way. They translate very well.
If they ever start pulling other characters from their franchises like they do with Heroes into Overwatch, I will probably die.
I do not think we'll ever go backwards.
I don't foresee it, but oh my god.
Yeah, going to Heroes is a one-way road.
Like, get trapped in the little, like, black hole that is Heroes of the Storm.
Well, pretty much. You get pulled into the
Nexus.
Nexus.
Overwatch, Griff would die happy.
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking. If they ever put Varian in and master that freaking hero.
I like the idea of Overwatch being its own element, like its own little universe
entity.
Because it's I think that's one of the things that, even though Blizzard is quite good with the characters they've created with WoW and everything else, and people have such a following for it, I think what makes Overwatch what it is the characters they've created, the backstories they have for them, and everything else. And I think when you start taking certain characters and moving them over and things like that, it messes with your universe a little bit. It would be cool though, maybe like for, I don't know, 25th anniversary or some anniversary for WoW, it'd be cool to have like a week where you have those characters involved in it and then just be done with it, right? But
they're everywhere.
Like Mr. T and his event that he had way back in the day. Oh my god.
Yes.
Night Elf.
Mr. T into World of Warcraft, please stop.
Oh my goodness. That was something else of an event. A little something. Blizzard is actually working on an unannounced project, an unannounced first-person project Another...
It's being speculated that it's campaign mode for Overwatch.
That would be fucking incredible.
Yes, please.
Yep. I'd pay like $60 DLC for a full like campaign mode for Overwatch.
Yes.
You
Well,
could play different heroes in different chapters and whatnot.
Well, I think it would be cool too if they could co-op it. Like the same amount of people that you would normally have on the when you're doing the regular thing, and it's like you could do one, you and the AI, or you could do it by yourself, or you could do...
I would be doing me and the AI, because trying to have 6 people in any sort of cooperative story mode, no.
Well,
That's not what I want.
You saw what they were able to do with the Halloween.
Yeah, with
completely PvE, which is...
Well, that's why people are speculating about that. It's because it was so successful.
Yeah, and they've actually talked about it because people are really interested in PvE style for Heroes of the Storm because it would fit perfectly in a typical hack and slash like Diablo. They're kind of looking, because most of their games are PvP oriented, and if they can kind of shift over to give all the PvEers some sort of reason to play it, I guarantee they'll play it.
That's even more money. Oh,
yeah,
man.
Exactly.
Plus, it'd be nice to be able to practice champions that way instead of having to practice by throwing yourself into game with other people where you run the risk of them being kind of dicks to you. Like, there's 2 or 3 characters that I have 0 time played on, and it's not because I am 100% uninterested. It's just because I know I will not be proficient with them, and I don't want people to yell at me, so I just don't. Like,
Yeah.
Tracer has 0 time played on mine, and I think Genji might be the other one. McCree has 0 time played, and it's because I'm just not gonna be good at those characters, and I don't want people to yell at me. So being able to go and like throw down with just my handful of friends or just me would be so nice.
Yeah, and like I said, that just opens the door for a bigger audience for them, which is good, because in Warcraft 3, one of the best mods was a single-player mod. You get your little hero, you pick a hero, and then you go through a little dungeon that somebody created. There are monsters, you level up, you get items and things like that. Really, really fun, neat.
I didn't even realize that was a mod. I thought that was just one of the game
Yeah, I think
modes.
me and Chicken played it one time.
Yeah, we played it. It's just a mod somebody made. Hell, League of Legends was a fucking mod on that game. It started with Dota, and somebody modded it, and then it turned out to be one of the biggest fucking things known to man. So,
Wow.
there's room for PvE in those games.
I trust Blizzard to make good calls on things like that, and I think that if they do decide to make it a first-person, the first-person project is Overwatch related, I think it's going to be fantastic.
Yes, and if it's not, then whatever game they come out with next is going to be fantastic. More than likely.
Alright. Baka said he wanted to talk about the Assassin's Creed 2 thing. There was a video this past week, because Assassin's Creed, the Ezio collection just came out, and Polygon made a video with a graphical comparison and all of this stuff, but they slanted it in such a way that it was very negative towards the game. They're like, oh, look at this climbing glitch is here, and look at this weird face guy, and made such a big deal about it. It's like the opening cinematic when you're first getting to know who Ezio is, and he's having the run-in with the guy on the street and whatnot. I know, but the NPCs in all of your cutscenes are randomly generated. I had no idea. I mean, I just never really paid attention to them. But what happened was in this one where they were recording the video, it randomly generated this dude with kind of like freakishly cartoonish features. And
It looks
in
like
the
an old original Xbox game.
Well, he's in the old version of the game, the 360 PS3 version of the game. It's just you can't tell how freakish his features are because the lighting is lower. And in the shadows, he looks okay. I mean, he still looks kind of weird, but a lot of them do. But since they've changed the lighting and brightened everything up, it made his eyes like bright white, and his lips are like bright red and huge. Like, he is seriously Trouty Mouth. But they made a big freaking deal about this one guy, and then the fast climb thing. Like, at one point they're climbing and the parkour becomes sped up, and that is an issue that has existed since the original launch, and it affected all of the games that were on 360 and PS3, and Ubisoft just couldn't figure out how to make that not happen. But all it did is speed up your wall climbing, and then it does do some weird leg thing when you're trying to shift from one side to the other instead of go straight up, but that's a long-standing problem. And sure, let's not make Ubisoft be completely guilt-free here. They should have tried to clean up some of these things instead of just saying let's turn up the lights and go. But at the same time, Polygon's trying to make a lot out of something that's a pre-existing problem and has been there for a long time. It's clickbait. It's clickbait and shitty journalism. And somebody, like, some dude who I had never heard of until this video, and Chicken's convinced the kid's like 9, but I think he's probably high school.
If you are not
older than
9, let me know how old you are. I think
his name is SupJamChan. That's his YouTube handle, and he made basically a counter argument. He's like, I didn't even have to do that much research. It's 10 minutes on Google to find out where these problems originated from. So it's basically Polygon being lazy for clicks.
Give me your clicks. No. That's all I can say is no. I'm not going to click your shit.
There's a reason we don't use Polygon for our news sources.
Yeah, a lot of the comments down below on that article. The article that I read was on Eurogamer. That's where I get a lot of my stuff from. But a lot of them were like, oh, Polygon. That's where I had to stop reading to know what the problem was. Yeah. But I would just like to point out that when Polygon originally launched, they were being touted as, like, the website that was going to save games journalism, because they were going to be fair journalists and real journalists and talk about real game news, and this is what we get from them. Like, this is where it's come to. Clickbait and bullshit.
Yeah, I don't really understand. I think one of the things that when you and I first started, Griff, when we decided to create Infinite Respawn, one of the things that we did it partially because of the news that was being available to us, and we had people that inspired us, Johnny and Danny O'Dwyer,
people like that. Yep.
From GameSpot, which they were at the time. I loved that website. It was fantastic. Now they've gone more the IGN route, where it's more every entertainment instead of dealing with just that.
I don't even go there anymore because I'm not scrolling past 6 celebrity like bullshit drama news.
I don't really care about. I'm going to a gaming website called GameSpot. I would expect.
Yeah, I want to read about games, not fucking movies or Kim Kardashian or any of that bullshit.
And then and which is part of the reason we go to Eurogamer too, is because with it I feel like it's game oriented and set up, and I think that's really game journalism. It's almost like the American websites, or at least what I think of the American websites, which is going to be your major ones, IGN and GameSpot, to me have kind of lost that touch of being game journalists and more of being just
sensationalists.
Yeah, just a big website that they're trying to bring stuff in. Which,
well, I mean,
to be fair,
because money, but
and to be fair, there was if I remember this correctly, there's been a change of hands over the last 3 to 4 years, of who owns GameSpot, which I think CBS owns it now.
Yeah, I think so.
And it was its own entity before that when it was just gaming, and when CBS came in, they made some changes.
Let's make it entertainment. Why don't you change the name of the thing then? Oh my, whatever.
Yeah, change what you're calling it. Games and something spot if you want to. I don't care.
Well, I mean, you can argue that with MTV as well, I guess, but
true.
Yeah. True.
You've got an established brand, and that's part of the problem.
Television, we don't do music anymore. Sorry.
Music,
you do, but it's from like 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. and that's it.
But I really wish that there was still a purity when it came to journalism. The same way that I feel Eurogamer is a very good site. I learn a lot from the people that are on there. Maybe I'm a little bit biased because we have a friend that works there, but I feel like it's game oriented. It's not, and it's not one of those, we're trying to, whatever our viewpoint is, we're trying to stress that on you, and we're trying to lie about it in order to make our view right. Instead, I feel like it's, legit. Everybody's being honest and everything else, and a lot of the stuff they have that's on there is entertaining, both their videos and their articles that they write. So, sorry to be biased towards one particular group, but I mean,
we're not telling you where to go, and obviously we're not being sponsored by Eurogamer or anything. Although, if you guys wanted to absorb us for some reason, you just talk to me.
That would be nice. We would appreciate it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like with game news or any kind of news at this point, always check your sources. Always go to more than one place. If one place is saying something that is completely ridiculous and off the wall, chances are they're doing it as a sensational piece so that you'll come to their site. So always double check things. Like, that's why I saw that one about the Assassin's Creed thing. I had seen on Twitter people talking about the Polygon video, and oh my god, did you see Assassin's Creed and blah blah blah, and I was like, what? Oh my god, is it broken? Please no. And then I went to go pull our news up for today and saw that, and I was like, oh. Because a lot of times you think that you can trust what you're seeing from sites that are supposed to be news sites, but You really can't. And that's real world news, game news, everything anymore. So just double check everything.
Which
Double check
site was it? There was a site, and it might not have been Polygon. It might have been the old Joystick or one of those. But there was a website during the whole social justice stuff that was going on when the girl that did Depression Quest or whatever it was called.
Zoe Quinn?
Yeah, when all that stuff was going on, that it found out that the person that was like the main editor or something was one of the people that she had supposedly
that was Polygon.
had relations with.
It was either
it Polygon?
or Kotaku. I'm not sure if it, but it was
think
one
it was
of those.
Kotaku.
Yeah, I think it was Kotaku.
I think it was Kotaku. It was on there because they were slamming, like it was, everything was kind of towards her in every way what was on there. And that's another thing, is like at some point as a journalist, you have to step back and go, this is a conflict of interest. This goes to somebody else other than me because I have had relations with this person.
Yeah.
So I
Personal
don't
and
know.
business. Everybody learn to separate that. That'd be nice.
Yeah. It just... It's difficult, but...
That's your PSA for today.
Today's letter is A.
Oh, well, okay, since we're talking controversy anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the No Man's Sky stuff. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time because it always ends up being a huge-ass argument. But some good things have happened. They're launching the Foundation update.
They have launched it.
Yeah, it has. It's live now, so if you want to go check it out, go for it. But it has base building, freighters, farming, options for creative and survival modes, and more. So it sounds like they're starting to add stuff. It's a 2.7 gig download, by the way, which is about the same size as the full game. So they're adding a lot of stuff in, which is good. I mean, it's something that maybe they should have talked about beforehand, but it is nice that they are finally getting around to adding stuff in. And Sean Murray's tweet was, if you could have lived our lives over the last months, you'd know how meaningful this is. Here's update 1.1, which is good. I'm glad that it's being updated, and I'm glad that they're going to work on it and further stuff like that, but it does not garner any sympathy points with me for him. But it does...
I like the comment that he made, too. The was talking about the fact that it doesn't matter whether it was positive or negative feedback. Everybody has been heard, and that they truly want to just make the game better for everyone. And I love the fact that he came back.
I just wish that if they're listening like that, one of the biggest outcries is, please stop being silent and talk to us. But they're still disregarding that. So that's fine. And they're like, here's the big thing. They wrote a blog post along with it, which is nice. Like I said, I really hope that they're going to update it and fix it for the people who really want to play it.
Which, to be fair, they're no longer disregarding that because they came out and commented.
Right now. But then I think we'll have to see in the weeks to come how much that communication stays open. Because it could be, here's the big patch. Okay, silent for the next 6 months until another patch is ready. So it just needs to... We have to wait and see with that one. You can't just say they're doing everything right all of a sudden. Because that's... You know,
no, but I don't think anything can be done all of a sudden anyway. Especially when you're talking about a game and all the information.
No, and that's why I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt that it will improve. I'm not saying they will not do that, but it is a wait-and-see situation. I do have a question about it, though. One of the things, and this was actually brought up in the comments and section in this article, is they're introducing base building, but the idea is that you're moving along, and then when you get to the center of the universe, it generates you a new universe, so you continue on there. And I'm not sure I understand how the base building is going to work in that aspect.
Right here.
Any of you have any ideas? Okay,
yes, because I was looking through their blog post. I wanted to see exactly what came with it. It's
curious.
A lot of good stuff that, in my opinion, should have probably been in there when they released it. But you can place save points on planets so that you can come back to. You can place waypoints so that you know where your planet is and you can always come back to it.
Okay.
So you have a way of knowing where your planet is and being able to come back.
So kind of like Starbound, where you can set up a teleporter and go back to where your home is.
Maybe.
Yeah, but
I don't know how the whole
universes.
I don't know how the whole starting the universe comes from. Maybe you can load, and the whole starting a new universe thing is very iffy to me because I don't know how far it takes you away or things like that, or if you could just teleport to your planet and then teleport back to your ship wherever you were.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like how in Starbound, you put a teleporter on your planet, and then your ship, you can go all over the universe you want. You use your teleporter to teleport back to your planet, and then you can go back to your ship, wherever in the universe it is.
So your ship can be, away from your planet, and you can still go to it? Like, you can go down to the planet and come back to the ship?
That's in Starbound, yes.
Okay. Well, that would be a nice mechanic to add into something like that, or have like way stations that you can
Yeah,
go
so
to
that
and
you
from.
could just teleport to and then teleport back. That's fine. It needs some sort of, and I use this word loosely, realistic way of being able to move yourself across
a
the
realistic
universe.
space travel.
A sci-fi way.
A sci-fi way,
Yes.
yes. Starbound, it's teleporters.
Technobabble, we'll be fine.
Yeah, so there's game engine wise ways to do that, and it makes sense in the universe. And I hope instead of just being like it just loads your save point and you just pop up over there, and then when you reload you pop up in your, I think that's okay for now, but I would really like to kind of see some sort of No Man's Sky way of teleporting between areas.
Well, and I think it would be, since you are building some type of building of some sort that you now have available to you, that building, it may be a possibility that they end up adding a teleporter or something in there so you can go from building to building, but you have to build the building first, which is not unusual for a game, because a lot of times, like even Dragon Quest, you have to hit a certain point in order to be able to teleport from move from one place to another, right?
Yeah,
But so you have to discover that. So in this case, you would just be building whatever it would be that you had been on there. That would be fine. I wouldn't have a problem with that. And to be honest, it really, I mean, if you think about it, it shouldn't be that difficult to do because of the algorithm they use in order to generate the different planets.
They should all have
He's
individual
already
number
stated
tags.
before that's just a number, right?
Yeah.
So
you should just be able to go back to said number.
Right. So once you build the base, now that this teleporter is memorizing the number for this planet, so once you get to the next one, you're just adding another number.
I was super curious about it because I know the main drive for the game is exploration and like you move from place to place. And I was like, well, if that's the idea, then why would you build a base and how would you get back to it once you'd like gone to another? Like, once you've advanced the game, because that's the advancement, right, is get to the center and then go to the next. So once you advance the game, I was just curious how that was gonna...
do you have to eat in that game? Do you have, like, resources and things like that?
You have resources and stuff to get.
Well, they're adding a survival mode, so I imagine that might be something new.
Good. In games like that, survival mode is, in my opinion, the most important. It creates a living world that you have to live in. Like, Starbound, you have to eat. You got to make sure that you can barely carry anything. So you've always got to make sure you've got somewhere that you can store your stuff. You can sleep. We've got farms set up so that we can always process food, refrigerators and cooking stations so that we've always got food ready and on hand and things like that. So
basically what they've done, what they do inside of No Man's Sky is they actually, you've got your shield generator that's around. And so your environment itself is going to eat at the generator. You also have to worry about temperatures, things like that. So, and it's kind of cool because if you go down inside of a cave, that kind of protects you a lot of times from whatever the outside environment is. You might have acid rain coming down, right? So that allows stuff to regenerate. But a lot of the stuff you're mining is to help you regenerate what you've got on. Also, it helps you upgrade your weaponry. It acts as your ammo in some cases, things like that. So there is a survival element to it. I think the problem is because it's so vast, and there's not like all the life that I dealt with the exception I think one creature was very docile. So unless I shot it, then I didn't have to worry about being attacked. And I think that's the element they really needed to change. And it could have been a mechanic thing, could have been a mentality thing, could have been just coincidental that's the way mine ended up, but I really kind of would have wanted to land and be scared. When I landed, to feel like, hey, I've got to watch out what's going on right here. And
giant T-Rex monster.
I want to be terrified.
So I think that's where I would like to see it kind of go. And to answer Griff was talking about the fact of if you've got to move to planet, and they've said from the beginning on this, yes, ideally you want to move to the middle of the universe and do what you were talking about. But there are going to be some people that just want to stay on the planet they're on. The problem is they didn't give us enough on each planet to stay there and want to stay there. And I think
I think that could have helped the game at launch too, is like if you had reasons to hang out on planets instead of it being like, well, saw that one time to go, well, saw that one time to go, well, okay, saw that one again.
Yeah, so instead of taking 20 hours to make it to the middle of the universe, they would have, people would have stayed around, and do what they needed to. But I don't know. I'm interested to see how the changes make. I actually started the download just before the show. because I do want to see what elements that has in it. But I'm interested to see the crafting part of that, to see how the buildings work, the different stuff that's on. Do I have to unlock certain parts? What materials do I need to get? That type of thing.
Yeah, I hope that they can do something nice for it. There was one comment that Chicken kind of like laughed at it a little bit, but they mentioned calling it the foundation update seems kind of funny, considering that foundations are usually something that you put down first and then build upon, and this one we're putting down the foundation afterwards. Because you're right, this is stuff that should have been there at launch, because people would have had reasons and incentives to hang out, you know, instead of it being like, well, okay.
Well, and here's the thing, is like right now they're saying that they're putting this down in order to build on top of it.
Yeah.
So
it's furthering the foundation, but it should have been
if
part
the
of
foundation
the
was already there, like let's say the rest of the building, none of that's there. But the foundation part of this, which is why it's called the foundation patch, if just that part was there and then they came out and went, guys, we've already that a first update that we did, because there was an update to start with, right?
Mm-hmm.
That first up we did put a foundation down to allow for this, and this. We're sorry, but we are working on this, and it's all the shit goes away.
Yes, communication would have been key, and this game could have been so much more successful if they would have said something like that.
Yeah.
Which
Now
is
we're
what we've
4
all
months.
been saying from the beginning.
We're 4 months later, and they're putting a foundation in.
Yeah, it's like you should have put that in to start with, and we've got this stuff coming.
Well,
or even
they had
like,
to
we
dig
know...
their hole first, so...
Woo! Did they
what
dig
they did
themselves
in
a
the
hole?
game. We dug this hole a little too deep, so here's this big foundation.
Hopefully it works now. We can start building upon this. But I was looking at their tweet. We hope you enjoy this first proper. We didn't want to talk about anything until it was 100% certain. One of the lessons Blizzard learned last expansion was they were waiting until everything was 100% ready and then would kick it all out, but by then it would be too long. What they need to do is, if they've got something ready, buildings are ready,
put it out.
Throw them in there. Get them in there. Get something going. You don't have to wait until everything that you want is ready and then put it all in at once.
Well, if they waited till everything that they wanted and said was going to be in the game, then we still wouldn't have the game.
Yeah,
like,
well,
it just needs to
and
be.
it's true, and that's absolutely true. You're 100% true, and I think in this case, because of the backlash from what originally happened, if they had released something and put it into the game, and it wasn't everything that needed to be put into the game to build foundation, whatever it happened to be, just to put the buildings in, if that happened, it's even bigger of a backlash, because I think it's going to be similar to Ark, where Ark released Scorched Earth before they finished the original product.
And
I
they're
think
still
it's very
not done
similar
with
to
that product.
No, and like I was playing on the center today because I wanted to see how it looked. One dinosaur. That's all I saw. So I don't know what the algorithm is for the center, but I saw one dinosaur other than ones that people had tamed. So I've got to figure out what makes that one different. Now, with straight from the get-go, a level 1 guy, as soon as he makes his weaponry or whatever, his hatchet, can get 50 to 70 wood off of one tree. So it's very plentiful.
Good God.
So,
I guess because they're trying to make it more friendly for people that have gone away from it and want to come back now that they have a DLC for a product that's not finished yet.
Well, maybe so, but now with the center, to be fair, that was a mod somebody else created and they adopted.
Yeah, it's been
So
out
it's
for
a
a
possibility
while.
that guy could have created it that way and other people are absorbed. It's like, I don't know the history of once they made that agreement, but I
Wild
just
card, you had so much promise. Please stop.
so well. I'm still hopeful for them, but it's just I'm hopeful for them 5 years from now
They,
based on
like
their current
Hello
rate.
Games, have a lot of shit to get together before we can be 100% hopeful and supportive of them. They have made a lot of mistakes, and we have to see that they're learning from them. Which is actually the last piece of news that I wanted to mention. Ubisoft had to comment on the fact that Watch Dogs 2's launch sales were much lower than Watch Dogs 1, and they pointed to that being a trend in the industry. And it's like, big AAA companies why that is, don't you? It's because you lie to us to sell us the first game, and then when the second one launches, nobody trusts you anymore. Like,
It's gonna happen.
oh my God, that's so shocking.
And see, that's the thing, Ubisoft. How are your
It's
sales
not
on
just
Syndicate versus Unity?
Right?
Lower, because you screwed us on Unity.
Well, I mean, and it's not just them.
Still
like,
haven't even
Titanfall
finished
did
Unity.
less then or Titanfall 2, which is a superior game. Watch Dogs 2 apparently better than the first one. They're better games, but they came out after train wrecks. Like, the original Titanfall wasn't a train wreck, but it had no single player mode, and the competitive multiplayer lost its flavor real fast. Like, there just wasn't enough to keep you there. And so, no,
Correct.
it's not going to sell as well when the second one comes out, because we know what your track record is now. And you're not selling us a shiny new product, no matter how much spin you put on it. Like, I know Watch Dogs 2 got a lot of promo stuff. They had a lot of stuff going at E3 this year, and from E3 on, it was just like a race to launch, and things like that. And they did push a lot for that game, but no, we don't just trust you now. Like, we as consumers are finally starting to be a little smarter with our money. Like, I finished Deus Ex this past week, by the way. Sore spot, because Chicken was right, and I am so irritated
that's what I wanted
with the
to bring
ending.
up right there, because that second game is not going to sell very well.
When the next Deus Ex game comes out, I, as a Deus Ex fan who was super hyped for Mankind Divided, will not be purchasing day one. Because I don't trust them now. Because Square Enix made them chop the game up, and I felt like I got a partial game that left every thread that I tugged on completely unraveled by the time I got to the end.
Yep.
It's so frustrating, but it's like developers are surprised with this trend. Why isn't the next game doing better than the first one? Well, because we saw what you fucked up in the first one, and we want to see if you fix it first.
I have a question, because I haven't played the new Deus Ex. Would you compare it to the end of Halo 2? To where it left you hanging and going into that?
I will not give you spoilers with this, but I will tell you there were several side quests that you could do, and then the main quests, and I did a lot of the side questing stuff. I didn't do it all, but one was with David Seraph, who was a main character in Deus Ex Human Revolution. And I really liked that character, so I was like, yes, Seraph, we get to talk to him really infrequently. But the whole arc for that, it was like basically build up, you're learning things. Okay, here's the end of the game. But we didn't finish that. No, but it's the end of the game. But
and there was nothing more to that quest, by the way.
Yeah, there was
more.
Another one. There was a second quest that I was really invested in, and Adam Jensen told the guy, like, after the last part of the last one of it, the last section of it went down, he's like, we still have a whole lot to learn. And the guy's like, yeah, I'm going to definitely be looking into this. And Jensen's like, yeah, me too. I'm going to keep my files open. We're going to look into this. No more.
That's it.
Like, that's it. Jensen even said, we need to keep looking into this. But Square Enix said, no, you don't. This is the end of the quest, because there's the end of the game.
So is this something they can wrap up in a DLC? The DLC they're supposed to really?
No.
It needs to be. It's gonna have to be the next. Well, basically, from what I understand, and I watched Jim Sterling did a thing on it where he had talked to somebody who worked on the game, and they couldn't say who they were, obviously, because you don't want to get fired. But Square Enix came into Eidos and is like, we're gonna chop this up into a trilogy. There will be 3 games, and they're like, but we don't have content for 3 games, and they're like, no, 3 games. So basically, they just had to pick a point and cut so that they could have content for the next couple of games, because 1 game is being stretched out and forced into 3.
And you can feel that. I looked at the Steam reviews, it's mixed, and all the comments say the same damn thing. It ended so abruptly to where you're like...
And so easily, too. Like, the final boss fight was not even... I went non-lethal, and all I did, Chicken had to tell me, because the first time I was like, I'm dumb and don't know what buttons do, because I couldn't remember which was my quick...
You went non-lethal?
Yeah, I went non-lethal. I feel like Jensen, to me, is not... He's not a dick, and so I didn't want him to kill everybody, because I don't feel like he would have. But all I did for the final boss fight, and sorry, it's kind of spoilerish, but it's so fucking ridiculous. I crawled into a vent. The guy's like, oh, here's my big speech. I crawled into a vent. He walked right past me, and they'd have him just coded as a big enemy. So as soon as he walked past me, I just popped out of the vent and hit him in the back of the head and knocked him out, and that was it.
Well, you
that
used
was
your
the
little
entire boss fight.
taser. You tased him and then knocked him out.
Yeah, I tased him to where he was in-capped, essentially, and then punched him in the back of the head, and that was it. One tase. That was the final boss fight.
Yeah. That was it.
That's
I don't
ridiculous.
imagine anybody struggling with that boss fight, so if you are, there's the easy mode, there's a vent.
Yeah, if you are having trouble with that boss fight, I have no idea why. Just handle it easily. I
feel like the lead up, you have to go around a party and knock a bunch of guards out without being caught. I feel like that was harder than the final boss fight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, I just got reminded of the final boss in, I think, Bushido Blade 2, where basically all you do to finish him off, because he's got a gun and you have a sword, So, I mean, usually it's completely unfair because he's like, bam, okay, you're dead.
Who bought
You
a
just
knife
run-
for the gunfight?
Yeah, but you just run around in a circle, and just keep running around in a circle around him, and he'll just keep firing and barely missing you. And then, after a bit, he'll run out of ammo, and he'll just hear click, 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 and you just hit him with your sword.
I
Wow.
can't believe they gave the boss legit ammo.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Okay, then.
It's like if you knew what you were doing, it's kind of cool.
Yeah. Usually
funny.
bosses have like infinite ammo, so you can't cheese it like that, but whatevs.
Oh shit.
One of these days, I need to find a copy of it and show you guys that boss fight. It is ridiculously stupid. It's just like, oh, he's got a gun. Circle, 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 click, click. You're dead.
All done. Okay.
problem.
So, do you want to wrap up the show on that one?
Yeah,
Sure.
that's fine. I just wanted to make sure that I just don't understand why developers are like, oh no, this is a thing that's happening. This trend is disturbing. Get your shit together with the first game and it won't be. There's a tip for you guys, AAA.
Give
Get your
us
shit
what we
together.
want instead of just giving us shit. It'll be fun.
And don't tell us what we're going to get and then not deliver. That doesn't make it better. Watch Dogs 2 did that. Or the first Watch Dogs did that. Carry on.
We appreciate everybody that hangs out with us each and every week at Infinite Respawn. Make sure you go on to our website at infiniterespawn.com. Go on there, join the forums, hang out. You can also check us out on Twitter at Infinite Res PC. Check me out personally at MDB Oak Tree. You can check out Griff.
At Griff Slynam.
Check out Chicken.
At Elite Chicken 313.
And, of course, Baka.
At Baka Pickle.
Woo!
And make sure that you go onto our YouTube where you can watch the Let's Plays of Gears of War 4 that are currently going on.
Yes.
Also, our other show, which is Side Questing, correct?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we should be
said it right
recording
this
an
way?
episode later today, actually.
Which, if you are a WoW fan, that's the show for you. Go on there, and
Yep.
they've got WoW news, stuff that's going on with them in the game, all that
I think we're
fun
going to
stuff.
talk Emerald Dream this week, so super excited.
Yay! And of course, our Twitch as well, twitch.tv/Infinite Respawn PC.
Once Comcast gets their shit together, we might
Hey.
be back.
So make sure you follow, so at least you have it on there, because they do host me as well. So I'll be on Sunday nights. Hopefully I won't have any more issues, so I can actually show back up on Sunday nights. And we'll go from there. For Infinite Respawn, I'm Oak Tree.
I'm Griff.
I'm Chicken.
Baka.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Please hang up and try again.